Hello everyone, welcome back to episode 17 of the Counting Stitches podcast. We're not alone today. New chair, so I have higher armrest, so he feels like he can sit with us now. My name is Bianca. I will be talking yarn and knitting and crochet sometimes. I'm from the Netherlands, so sometimes words come out weird. It happens. Yeah. You can find me on Ravelry as Bianca SCH, on Instagram as Jeopardize with J and H after the J. And today I have one finished object from last time I can actually talk about right now. I have 3 whips, and yeah, just some progress really. I don't have a lot of things, though I feel like nearly finishing 2 projects in a month is pretty good on me. So yeah, let's start with my first whip. I'm wearing it. This is my second version of Nunzia. Last week I showed the bralette, which I will hold up to compare. This is the camisole version. It's a little longer, so this is high-waisted. This is my natural waist, and it comes right up till there. So yeah, I did a couple of repeats longer. Usually it is 3 repeats. I did some other modifications on this version, so let me grab the other one and we can talk. So I am on a roll with this pattern because it's a whip also. So usually this is my other version, which has grown a bit. So I really need to add the elastic to this now. So usually it is 3 repeats. On here I have 6 or 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 repeats, which account for the length. So usually it would be right up till somewhere around there, which means I show a lot more midsection. I don't mind, it's fine. Other things I did was let's start with knitting modifications first. I extended the ribbing, not on the back, just on the front. I am wearing a bra underneath this today. It's not necessary, you have support, but I'm wearing a bra because I'm changing later, because it's colder and I want something with at least long sleeves, short sleeves today. Yeah. So the ribbing is deeper on the other one. Stitching looks neater because this is a wavy yarn. This is a vintage wavy yarn, and this is long yard merino, which I got on a day trip with my best friend. So yeah, I have some leftovers. I could technically make a short version of this, and I might. Just saying, I might, because yeah, reasons. I like it. I also went down a circumference. So instead of doing the 38, I did the 36 from memory. And I went down a cup size. So for the green one, I did the double DE, and for this one, I did the D, which means it is a little tighter, which I'm a bigger girl. You know, you can't get around that. I'm a bigger girl. I was even bigger. Like at my peak, I weighed 260 pounds. So I have lost a little weight, which means I am not that tight in my skin. So this is the best way to show. I'm not, I'm not a toned. I do heavy work, but I'm not a bodybuilder. I have flaps. I have stuff moving, which means my lady girls defy gravity only when they are supported. They need that support. So with this being a little looser, this means I love this for just hanging out in the garden, when I am going swimming, when I don't feel like I am representing something, when I'm not working, or this is leisure. This I can wear all the time because it gives me a little more structure, it gives me a little more support. That said, the designers also realized that the bigger sizes need a little bit more of help to keep the girls in their designated seats. So what they're doing is they have extended the test, and they are rewriting the pattern, reworking it so that the bigger sizes have a little more support, so that it doesn't decrease as fast, and you have a little, some sizes have a little bunching up the top, which gives it the idea of a bag, and that's something you don't want. So they realized they are rewriting it, which makes me happy, obviously. I'm staying around to test it again, so I will be making a 4th version, because the new one isn't the new pattern yet. So, yeah, so the cups are smaller, obviously, by one size, which I can't really show you in good fashion. Like, there. So they are smaller by quite a bit. I like these better than the double E's. With the rework of the pattern, it might change, so we will talk about this again during next month's podcast, I think, because I'm sticking around. I'm doing the next one as well. Yeah, I really enjoy doing this. This is nice, quick. I can even do this in a car. I'm car sick. I don't get a lot of knitting done in a car, especially not when I'm in the back seat. So I enjoy this. It's fun, it's quick, it's nice, it looks good, makes you look, well, kind of like a bombshell. So yeah, highly recommend with it. If you don't want to wait for it, they're still looking for testers. Come join my group. So yeah. And then technically I would slip into the whip now, but we're not. So, and the whip is not for me, it's a gift. I don't do a lot of those, but it's a gift. So we'll keep going on with the finished objects, and then go into whips, because I'm allowed to talk about this one this month. So I did show a little bit of this one during last podcast. This is Monoi. Monoi is made by Marzena, whose last name I cannot pronounce. It's Korzeniaszek. It's Polish. I'm having a hard time with it. So it's lace work. There we go. I can now show it properly. There is a little band on the top, which is double knitted, so you can continue on with the lining. It is all in one piece. The only thing you need to sew on are the straps. And if you go tight enough, you might not even need straps. Who knows? This is worked with negative ease. You need a lot of negative ease to keep the lace nice and pretty. So what will happen is your chest will feel this and the lace will open up. It's gorgeous. I made this using Katia Yarns Cashmere Cotton in their green color. I talked about it last week. I did a rant about the yarn, but not liking it. I still have some left. I will use it because, yeah, it needs to go out of stash anyway, and I'm just using it. 4-week test, so I finished this in 3 weeks. Straps are double knit. They actually have elastic in them so that you can have these crinkly little bits. Double knitting, if you don't know, is basically you're working back and front, but you're only working certain stitches on the row. I had done this before. I just didn't remember how to do it. I was having a full-blown asthma attack while making this, and my brain was more concerned with having actually oxygen than remembering how to knit certain things. Yeah, I managed. One of the testers in the group did have a good tip on it, because sometimes you might slip up and actually knit one of the stitches you're not supposed to knit. That means your tube for the elastic will, as you can see, there, will close up. Now I just stretch the stitch a bit and just put it through, because I'm not ripping back all this, right? She said put a pencil in there. Or was it just put a pencil in there and push it up as you go? That way you know for certain you're not closing up any stitches, which is great advice. I didn't do it obviously, but it will work. So this is Manoi. Manoi is released by Katia Yarns actually. So the pattern is written by Marzena, who does absolutely lovely intricate things. She has some simpler things. This is my third test for her. I really enjoy her patterns. I have most of them at this point. I just need to make them. But yeah, this is not the kind of knitting I can do in a car. It's also not the kind of knitting I can do while holding a conversation. Because lace knitting requires counting. And my brain is notoriously bad at counting. I will be like 1, 2, 3, 4, moedig. I'm switching there. I just need to turn on the dishwasher. Oh yeah, where was I with counting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did I actually took something out of the freezer to eat? Maybe I should go grocery shopping. I was counting. And then while I'm thinking, I will keep on knitting and I will need to recount and recount and recount. So just staying focused on the counting while I'm doing it is a challenge. If someone is talking to me, I will just need to put it away. Don't talk to me while I'm doing lace knitting. It won't work. Yeah, this one was really intuitive though, so if I did lose my mental counting, I would just go back and look at it. Well, that way around, but I could just look at the stitches and see where I was supposed to be, which is a great way to have a pattern written. Because as a knitter, you don't want to keep looking at the chart, looking at your knitting, looking at the chart, looking at the knitting. So being able to just look at the stitches and see, oh, I'm on that row, on that particular stitch, and just keep going from there. Amazing. So yeah, highly recommend. Like I said, I love Marcena's patterns. They are great. Just let me have some water, because it might be colder. I'm still not feeling tea. Like, we had a heat wave. It was above 30 degrees Celsius, and some parts of the Netherlands actually had good rain. We keep getting little bits, so yeah. I'm just glad it's a little bit cooler now. We had some mild rain yesterday as I came home from a party, which really wakes you up. Yeah, let's go into whips. Like I said, I don't have a lot of this time, and I will, that's the bin for my fish tank actually, because with the high temperatures I need to take out some of the water to keep the temperature right. So yeah, this looks familiar, right? This is Nunzia. And as you can see, this is not for me. Like, we're gonna have issues there. So I have a niece, cousin, really. Her mom married my uncle. She is 15 years my junior. When she was little, she would stay at my house for sleepovers, watching movies, going to the petting zoo and stuff like that. But she's no little girl anymore. Yeah, she is a full-grown lady, 21. And when I was visiting my aunt and uncle, their foundation, I have talked about this uncle multiple times. They have a foundation that helps people against social loneliness, basically. So they run this thing where they cook together, they eat together, they play games, they have karaoke every now and then, which was last Friday. It is Sunday today, so guess where I was coming from yesterday. Yeah, I went to them for game night. I had to bring some yarn to one of the other people that goes there, because she's making baby blankets for, I think, her daughter or someone else. Anyway, expecting a baby. And my niece was there. I was wearing my Nunzia because it was hot. And she asked me, can you make me that top? And I was like, you want me to? Because I will. She was like, yeah, I would like that. I was like, okay. So we talked about it. Do you want it longer like mine? Do you want it short like there? Or do you want it really, really, really short like the pattern intends? Like, she's on my Instagram, so she saw the green version. She was like, I want it short, but I want it a little bit more longer, so it just hits the waist. I was like, okay, what color do you want? She was like, surprise me. I can do that. So I picked this yarn, which is, and I can only show you the band because I had to order another ball. I had 2 balls of this, and I ran out. Basically, just I ran out, so I had to order another ball, which is coming coming week, so it should be fine. This is Lamy Yarns Victory. It is a 50-gram ball which holds 125 meters, which tells you how much or how few yarn you need. It's 100% acrylic. It's microfiber actually, and it's their color 730, which they call, let me think about the English name, because it is not, it's not a blackberry, it's the pink ones. Raspberry, there you go, raspberry. So I did 4 repeats on the body, then I did the cups. I did a 34C. So the band is size 34, old sizing, and the cups are a C cup. I went a size down like I did on my second version to give her a little bit more support. I actually forgot to turn off my interwebs on my phone, so people keep sending me messages. I went up on the ribbing on this one as well, because her mom is the protective kind. So that's why. She's actually, well, protective in other words. She's more modest, so, because I was wearing a dress at the party, and the dress was low cut, like there. So nothing indecent. And her mom walked past me, she looked, and I was sitting, so if you're looking down at me, you can see a lot more, because, you know, I'm lower. And she was actually going like, not with this top, but with my dress, just pulling it up so I would be covered. And I was like, well, thank you. So yeah, I went up on this to prevent my aunt actually killing me over this top. So yeah, did this. Niece wanted tassels on the straps. She wanted it halter. I'm not doing tassels. I'm not making you look like. No, she's not getting strap. That's the only thing I fought her on. She's not getting tassels. But yeah, it's finished. I also went a little longer on the back ribbing just to give her that little bit higher of coverage, because she fully intends to wear a bra underneath this, and with mine I didn't do it, and you can actually see the top of my bra if I wear a bra with this. So I went a little bit higher. I added that. I can actually just pull it up a little and it'll be fine. There we go. Yeah, Lemmy Yarns tends to just do this. Let me focus on that, please, and not on me. So what I do, I didn't do it with this one. I did do it with this one. I just do a little knot. There we go. At the end to prevent it from unraveling, so I can weave in the ends later. Because this one, since it's the first, it will get moved around. It will just fray like it did on this one. Because I didn't knot this. So usually I just put knots in there. And it will be fine. I have a strap done. Like I said, she wanted halter, so I'm going a little longer. Just like that. I just need to do the second strap. This is why there's a pin in there and a lot of thingies, which with weaving in, it will just pull that bit in and it'll be fine. So by next week I should have this finished, and then well, this is a little closer now because she moved back home. She was living on the other side of the country. Like for Americans that would be like, whoa, but around here that's like 3 hours with the train. Yeah, so Nunzia 3, I will be making a 4th, so we will be still talking about this one in August. I have 2 more whips, so the next one you've already seen as well, because it's my sweater. It is the Norwegian colorwork sweater. So I have 2 colors attached at this moment. I am nearly through with the colorwork. I worked on this a little bit before it got too hot. So yeah, this is the sleeve. And it will block. These are my, I think that's the beginning of my row actually, yeah. So I'm doing the increases. There we go, there, right along here. For the sleeve, start with the color work. I am now down to very messy yarn. Give me a sec. I'm down to 2 colors, which are the 2 green ones. So I am using for the sweater, in case you are new here, Shape His Color Crafter in colors I had lying around the house. So there we go. This is the color work on the sleeve. This has, let me show you the side where I'm not increasing. There you go. This has staked, staked armholes, which will be a first for me. I didn't realize when I started the pattern that it would be. So I'm gonna try and hope for the best, basically. Yeah, I have like 5 or 6 rows left on the color work, and then I will be going back to the gray to get the length of the sweater, and just knit the part that will be sewn over the raw seam of the body, which I can show because I have it here as well. And from there on I will work on the neck hole. There we go. My needles are still in there, though I am wondering if I forgot to switch to another needle, because this one is smaller. It should be fine, it should be fine. There we go. This is the body, so this is the full color work. On the sleeve we're not doing the full color work, so it's right up until I think about here, and it will come onto the side. So I'm praying sticking will go fine, and I will have a lovely sweater for winter. I will admit I'm scared. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yep. But, woo. Yeah, sticking is scary. If you've never done it before, it is scary. Scary, scary. Yeah. Let's move to another thing. I'm not showing my Renaissance top this week because I've made little progress on it. With it being so hot, I didn't want the mohair in my hands. Actually, made me feel icky. Like the hairs and no, because it's an old-fashioned mohair. It's itchy. Yeah. So this is me freewheeling basically. That's how I started my sweater Jane as well, which I'm writing the pattern for. This might be the second one in the series, so should be fun. This will be a summer top, and the sweater is actually just really a sweater. It has long sleeves, so yeah. It is full lace. It is a repeat of 16 stitches. There we go. It will need blocking because it will grow. I'm kind of scared to pull on it because it's on light needles. Yeah. I'm on my third repeat at the moment for the lace. I am counting on doing 5 repeats because I just wanted a regular length, and then I will be doing a v-neck with the lace just carried on the shoulders. So it will just be a lacy top. I might do lining in if I can figure it out. I think I can, but hey. So it will become right about there. Like I said, it will stretch. So yeah, that'll look fine. I am working with, from memory, 375 needles. I am on a wire that's a little short for the lace, but yeah, it just works good. I like the way it just pushes itself back on the working needle, and I can just keep going and going and going. I have the, well, it's not a pattern, it's a recipe at this point. I have the recipe written down, so I can just replicate it and keep going. Alter stuff I don't like. Maybe make a version 2. Should be fine. And I'm using some yarn from Stash for this. I am using cotton, 100% mercerized cotton, 50 gram, which is a length of 125 meters, and it's Reusler garn. So yeah, can be washed at 40 degrees, no tumble drying. You cannot iron it, and technically they want you to use a, or you can steam it. I think that's a steamer. Anyhow, these symbols. There you go. 2.5 to 3.5 millimeter needles. I am using a 375 because I want a little flowier fabric. It's the color 0423, and I think it's a vintagey-ish yarn. Either way, it's a thrift store find. I have 2 packets of them, so I have like 8 or 10 balls. I have them in my working bin at the moment. So this is a closed one. There are 4 in there. Yeah, I got them at a thrift store a while back. I'm now making something with them. I work a lot with thrift store yarn. I have no issues with that. So I work with both new yarns, vintage yarns, synthetic, naturals. I don't mind. I will use anything and everything. If I have it, I will use it. That's the gist of it. If I really don't like it, I will gift it to someone. Or if I think I will never use it, I will gift it to someone. But at this point, I think I will. Yeah. Coming back to the yarn situation. I have a lot of yarn. And when I say I have a lot of yarn, I mean I have a lot of yarn. So I am officially on a yarn ban. The only reason for me to get yarn at this point, if I need to finish something and I cannot get the yarn. If I don't have the yarn anymore and I need to order. Like with the top for my niece of cousin. I have so much yarn, I think I can happily turn 40 in 4 years and still have yarn. It's insane, really. And with my mom gifting me all of her yarn, it's getting slightly crazy. It's getting out of hand. I don't know where to put it anymore. So I'm on a yarn ban, which means no ordering yarn, no buying yarn in the thrift store, and using it. So that's the plan for the coming months, years, to get the stash out of the way. Not doing it as rigorously as Nitty Natty, because I don't mind having a little stash where I can just dive in and pick something fun. But I need to downsize on the yarn. So that's the plan. I am using every scrap I have. I will be combining stuff to make bigger projects, so weird color combos like Not Quite Enough Yarn, Leslie, her name is. It's not a podcast here on YouTube. Much better known podcast actually. I love her. So yeah, I will be doing odd things. I might be making baby stuff. I might just do stuff to work through my stash the coming months, years, until I feel comfortable with what I have in my house. So yeah, that's it. So no new yarns. I was a good girl this month. Just the one I ordered, so that should be okay. Yeah, that should be it. Let's hope I can actually keep on testing stuff with the yarn I have, because that would be fun. Because I enjoy testing. But other than that, there's no new yarn coming. No new yarn. It's time to expand on the wardrobe I have with stuff I can wear more regularly. So on the plus side, that will save me up on buying new shirts and stuff. So fingers crossed. And yeah, I hope everyone is well, and hope to see you next time. Bye bye everyone.